Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Peter, with my co-host
Jackie
and
Jeepers.
And today I've got another half-baked idea that I completely changed my plan for the episode last minute because I realized I couldn't do what I really wanted to do. So we're doing something else.
I love undercooked plants.
It's like food poisoning. It's good up or down, right? No, that's not true.
No.
No, yeah. So my original plan, and this could still happen down the road with more research than I invested in originally.
Or effort. No,
Effort, yes, effort. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of effort needs to be required for what I wanted to do originally. But I ran into issues. It was all about ticket books. You guys know what ticket books are?
Yes.
We know what ticket books are.
You guys know
what does the audience know what ticket books are?
Right. So when Disneyland first opened, when people entered the park, they didn't have free access to all of the attractions. They had to purchase ticket books. At the time, it was like, I think access to Disneyland was only like $1. Like, it was really cheap to get into Disneyland. But you couldn't ride any of the rides. You had to buy ticket books. And so all the attractions had different rankings. There was A ticket to D ticket. Until later on, they decided to add the E ticket for the newer, cooler attractions that would open up later on. And so they would have these ticket books where, like, you can ride 3 A tickets and 4 D tickets and things like that. So you had to think about which attractions you were going to go on instead of just like, okay, we're going here. We're going to take them all, or we're going to ride Space Mountain 30 times. You couldn't do that originally. You had to think out what you were going to do. Then that changed in the 80s.
They got tired of the guy who would just show up with a trench coat, like, "Hey, you want to buy an e-ticket?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Whoa, put that away, sir."
Right? And so, yeah, they got rid of it. And so the only tickets that you really hear about nowadays are e-tickets, which is basically the coolest, newest attraction.
The best
usually.
ride.
The best rides. And so that's what you tend to hear nowadays are just, this is an e-ticket, but you don't really hear about
Is it an e-ticket?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through the list of Disneyland Resort attractions and debate amongst ourselves and rank them A through E. A being probably the least popular, least complicated, simple attractions to
It's like,
E.
is there even a line for that attraction?
Correct, sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it's hard because like some of these attractions never had a classification.
Right.
And they're like a new kind of generation of ride, and so it's like, where do you put that?
Right. Like the dark rides, all the Fantasyland rides, are they all considered the same ticket? Is Peter Pan worth a little bit more because there's more people that go to that attraction than others?
So does demand create the classification?
So, and that's what I thought, you know what, this would be a really good discussion for all of us to have, is to go through all the attractions and figure out.
We say that now, but, there may be broken furniture because of the disagreement.
We had the last discussion about attractions, and it got
It's
pretty
a boat
heated.
ride. It's a water ride. It's a boat ride.
same
It's a
thing.
water ride. Go back to our ride classification episode. It was a really
Thrill ride.
Oh, thrill ride.
That was-
What's a thrill ride?
What is that thrill really in?
Okay, so we're gonna go through. I think the list I have is alphabetical. So we're gonna start with Alice in Wonderland. Where do you think Alice in Wonderland fits?
Well, first, can you
Put just reference what each one would
Yeah,
do.
reference an existing attraction in each of the
Well,
classification.
and that was the issue that I was running into when prepping for the other episode I was prepping for, was that there really wasn't. I can kind of tell you what some of the
Give us a
old
Yeah.
base.
ones
Give
were.
us a base.
So like Main Street vehicles,
A.
Okay.
you know, then you've got things like the carousel. That was kind of fell into like the B territory. And then you got some of the dark rides. That was C. You got like Pirates of the Caribbean. At that time, it was like a D. And then they came out with E with, you know, Big Thunder Mountain, the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
Things like that.
So how many are we putting in each group?
Doesn't
Are we
matter.
So we can have like
Yep.
40 A's and then
Yep.
and then the rest are E's.
Yep.
Okay.
When I originally went through myself and just kind of did a rough go through, I went through and it actually ended up pretty even with just doing the Disneyland. I didn't do California Adventure at first. I didn't bother doing that, but I have California Adventure here if we wanted to do that as well. So
All right, with Allison, I would put it as a C.
It's a higher of the dark ride. So
Yeah.
it's not an A, it's not a B.
I'd say it's like Mr. Toad, Alice, and Peter Pan are different from the other ones. I think it's a C class for right now. I may bump it later.
and we can definitely adjust.
I'd be
later.
comfortable with a C.
Okay.
It's almost a D, but
Its
I would
line is it's
It's
one you don't want to
consistent.
get stuck in.
It's a consistent line.
It's like a
waiter.
consistent like
it's
2025.
a line that manages itself like Peter Pan.
Because if it gets too long, people are like, nope,
Nope.
skip.
Yes. Pretty much.
The queue manages it.
Yes.
Okay. Astro Orbiter.
Oh, I give that like a B.
I would give it a B as well.
It's just a spinning ride.
It's a spinny ride.
It's
but
a step.
there's-
Dumbo's better than that.
the best time to ride that ride is when the fireworks are going off and you don't have a spot for the fireworks.
That's true. I used to tell people
There you
the
go.
Magic Carpets of Aladdin was a great
Because
place to watch the
we
fireworks.
did that. Mark and I did that last time we went to Disneyland. We got in the line, watched the fireworks, and went on Astro Orbiter.
There
Okay.
you go.
I'll go with B. I may.
It's a simple ride system, so it's basic. So
Yeah.
I'm okay putting that as a B, but there's a thematic element to it. There is some of a thrill with it being high up, compared to Dumbo.
It's not as thrilling as the Disney World version.
Right. Well, yeah. the
That
Disney
one
World
is
one-
That one's scary.
the elevator ride alone scares
Yes.
people.
Yeah, the toboggan style. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay, Autopia. Where would you guys classify Autopia?
Well, wasn't like back in the day, this was like an e-ticket.
This was a D ticket.
This
like,
was a
opening.
D-ticket
Mhm.
opening. Honestly, I give it a B.
I'm gonna give it a C because kids like it,
Yeah.
and it
That
always
line is
will.
long.
It's the line that pushes it. It's
Mhm.
not about whether I like it.
Correct.
It's about how like management sees it, and I think management would see it at least a C.
I would agree with that.
And I may even push it into a D once I see what's more in D.
Right.
So that's where I'm coming at with it. If I would put it as a B.
If it was just as an adult.
if-
If I was
Yeah,
managing
sure.
it, my ticket book, yeah.
You also got to think about the size of it. It's a very spacious attraction. It takes up a huge property amount of space in the park, and it's a long attraction. Like when you ride it, like you're in it for quite a while.
I know the fumes of the diesel makes me ill. That's
Yeah.
how long I'm on.
All right, here's our first roller coaster, Big Thunder Mountain.
That's an E.
It's an E.
E-ticket.
That's an
I
obvious
think
E.
we even when we did our mountain rankings,
It's
our
ranked
Battle of the
higher.
Mountain, I think Thunder Mountain is the one that would win all.
Right. I would
It's a
agree with
good classic fun roller coaster.
Yep. Yeah. There's no. I think the when it comes to discussing like what's the e-ticket, I think that's not going to be hard for us at
Hard.
all. That's always easy to identify. It's the what's a C and D? That's where like a lot of our debates
Yeah.
are gonna
If
be.
we had limits to each one,
Sure.
then the discussion would be there.
And we
What's
can-
the
and we
weaker
can-
one?
and
Once
we
we
can-
have it, then we can break it down evenly.
we can break it down evenly
and shift.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, Buzz Lightyear.
Ooh, that's C for sure.
Yeah, I would give that a
Definitely a
I would
C.
give it
would
a
give it
C.
a D.
I'm tempted for a D.
It's got a
too.
fast pass.
It's got a fast pass.
It's a popular.
Okay, we can put it in D for right now.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would feel
say-
good with D.
Because to put it in the same class of like
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, the kiddie dark rides, it's like I think it's a step above that.
Okay.
Because it's interactive.
Mm-hmm.
It's next level.
I think the
So if we were-
quality of
so if-
Alice in Wonderland is better than Buzz.
Well, yes,
but
because they've been updated more earlier than.
So if we added
Buzz
laser
Lightyear
guns
has.
to Alice, would it bump it up?
oh yeah, for sure.
What makes each ride better? More laser guns.
All right, Casey Jr.
That's B.
Yeah, I would give that a B.
Not an A.
No.
No, it's a B.
I would give it an A myself.
It's teetering.
As a kid, I loved it.
The only reason why I would put it as A is that it's just a basic train ride. Doesn't.
So does the train ride around the park get an A?
I would give it an A.
No, I give this. I think it's a B.
Well, actually, no. Train ride, I would say is a. We'll get to train ride.
It's
later,
just a basic train ride.
but it's
Peter.
different.
You go choo choo and you stop at the
There's-
stops.
There's no sets. There's nothing. It's just
What do you-
you're on a train track.
Yeah, but the set is like Fantasyland and Storybook Land, and
But-
like you
but
get
then what's
to
the
go-
difference between
But you get to
Fantasyland-
go in like a monkey cage and act like a monkey, and if
What's the
you're on the
monkey part?
caboose,
Yeah, it was fun. It's when I say it's a teetering, but for A, what I think about is that
it's a easy forgettable.
it's almost like if they didn't have it, would it be free? Like back in the day with a ticket, like it's a freebie.
Yeah.
Like you pay the $1 to get in, and Walt would be like, "That's cool. You can ride this ride for free.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt me. I need my money made in these locations."
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll put it in B.
I'll put it in B. We'll see what the other ones are. I think most of Fantasyland for me will end up in B. I don't think there's a freebie. Maybe the carousel will be a freebie. It'd
Yeah,
be
carousel would be a freebie.
because you can get that at the mall.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Davy Crockett canoes.
That's a B. It's not a freebie, but it's something you can't get at a mall.
I can see it's a B, but I can also see it's an A.
Oh, I would almost be tempted to go to C with this one myself.
Really, we
Yeah.
could go B.
I mean,
I
we could put
wouldn't.
it B.
I wouldn't say it's
Convince
a C.
us it's a C, Peter.
The
Yeah.
only reason why I would say C is because you go around the rivers of America, which is like a very.
So does the Columbia. Is the Columbia going to be a C?
But
But it's different though.
but
It's
how is this
than the
different from
Columbia.
Casey Jr.?
Because you
I'm
interact.
just saying.
'Cause
You're
you're
going
more-
around Storybook Land.
Because the whole point of Davy Crockett canoes is you're going through the river, like you're interacting with nature and things like that. Nature isn't a part of the train ride experience.
Nature's free. That's a ticket right there.
So, I mean, that's why I might teeter to
You're-
think it would be C, but I'm
Let's-
okay going
Let's
B.
go B.
I
I'm
think it's a
okay with
strong
B.
B because at that point I gotta make the Columbia. I gotta make
Yeah.
the Mark Twain, and like Mark Twain and Columbia are like borderline
Well,
A B. For me.
Yes.
Well, the only reason why I would say canoe is it would be higher ranked than Columbia
Because it's more
then
interactive.
It's more interactive. You're more engaged.
You have to
in these-
work.
In the Columbia and Mark Twain, you can just sit there.
It's
You could-
transport.
you
we
could-
classify it as transport.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
We
It's not a
classify it
water
as-
ride.
Correct. So I guess we'll I'm okay with B.
We'll put it in B for right now.
I'm creating discussion points. Stop
I
fighting
guess
me.
so. I wanted to hear it's like C. Whoa, that's like
That's a big. That's a big jump for Crockett.
Monorail.
A.
it's a freebie.
We're going to go A on that one. I'm okay with that. All right. Now, the Disneyland Railroad.
A.
I think it's an A.
I would go B on this one.
No.
So why is this
'Cause
a B for you? How is it different from a car going down Main Street?
Because you have a whole show scene. You actually have two show scenes. You have the Grand Canyon and you have the primeval
And the backside of Indiana Jones?
and the backside of
Yeah,
Indiana
but
Jones,
like when
right?
you go down Main Street, you have a show scene of people complaining. I'm mad. No, I say it's an A because the majority of people that go on the railroad use it for transportation.
It's true. I use it for transportation.
They don't go, oh, I want to see the dinosaurs, unless you're like a true, like, ultimate Disney fan.
They're like, who's the person that did it? Coates? Claude Coates?
Claude
They're like,
Coates, yeah.
Claude Coates painted this.
Yes.
And you just hear the crowd going, Claude! One guy's got a lighter. He's like, this one's for you, Claude. No, you don't.
You don't
Like,
get that.
My kid did specifically mention he wanted to ride the train with the dinosaurs. So he did point that out. Just want to say. But if you want to put A, I'm okay.
It's an A.
I'll lean towards A.
I just think it's funny that you would put that as A and Casey Jr. as B.
Yes, because
That's hard for me.
Casey Jr. is not a transportation. It is an actual attraction that you go around in a circle.
You're going to wait in a queue for it. You wait in a pin, you wait at the regular train
The
station.
only reason why you wait in the line of the railroad is just to save your feet.
It is true. It's a feet saver.
All right, here we go. Next one I have is Dumbo. Where would you put
It's
Dumbo?
a C. It's a C because of the crowd.
What did we put,
Different.
Astro?
B.
I think it's a step up from
I
it.
think it's a step up from Astro because of how popular.
Yeah,
And you're in
it's
Fantasyland.
iconic.
You're
it's a
up
picture.
there. You're flying
it's
around.
It's a iconic picture scene.
It's in the commercial.
Yeah.
You got Darth Vader riding that.
That's
That's the
true.
one where you're like, man, I wish Darth Vader rode Dumbo with
Like
me.
that was like before Peter Pan got its massive crazy popularity.
Yeah.
Dumbo was the Peter Pan.
I thought it was
before.
always the long line. Like,
We always did like Dumbo first or something growing up as kids. Like,
it is the one that gets you excited about being at Fantasyland.
yes.
Because you got the music playing.
You're
and
up
all
and
that stuff.
outside.
You
and-
got like the dad and the Dumbo in front of you taking pictures.
And you get to go up and down. You get to control
Yeah.
the
Yep.
experience in comparison to Peter Pan.
Right.
And so, like, if there was ever something that got a kid excited, it's either it's the teacups or Dumbo.
So comparing Dumbo to Astro Orbiter, it's the same concept of a ride.
Same ride, but
but
location.
is it different? Is the
Location.
location that
Dumbo's a
sets
little
it
bit.
apart?
Dumbo's a little bit more comfortable to sit in.
Yes, it's more comfortable.
That is true.
And location's everything. If I
Yes.
put a beachfront, mansion in Montana, it's not going to sell as well as it does in Malibu. All right, it's the view that sells the
Where
house.
would be a better location for Astro Orbiter?
Back where it was
On top.
originally.
On top of the-
where that
I want to
old
see
satellite is.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see it all.
Okay. Just curious.
Yep. All right. The submarine voyage.
I hate this ride.
I know.
But I would-
the crowd for
I
it.
would say C.
It's a D attraction, 100%.
D. I mean, I'm teetering. My gut
I can
says
see.
C.
I can see it
I
as
do
a
not.
D.
I want to make it clear. I do not enjoy this attraction.
Oh, this attraction's terrible.
But I consider this a D attraction because of the show element, the technology that's
It's
involved.
unique.
The
It's
popularity.
So unique.
It's a unique. It maintained its crowd level like that. There is rarely ever
A walk-on.
a walk on
Unless you're there
Never.
in the morning.
Never.
right because everyone's riding Space Mountain.
I think you're right. I'm
You've convinced me.
It's a D. I
Yeah.
agree.
All right, I got you guys on
I'm
one.
convinced on D.
The uniqueness of it really sells me that.
Yeah.
And its crowd level is consistent all the way through.
It is.
Like when we did the Gumball Rally,
We did it in the
early,
morning.
Yeah.
And we were very fortunate
Yeah.
to do so.
Yep. All right, let's see here.
I like the train ride. Those people
That
get
was-
stuck up
that
for
was-
2 hours.
Ooh.
That
Killed-
one couple.
It killed
that,
like half the game right there.
That one couple that was judging us.
Oh,
Was it
yeah.
in Submarine Ride too?
They were.
Yeah,
Like-
they were in that submarine.
Yeah, we
ride.
never saw them again.
All right, I think this is
We
an
killed them.
I think this is an easy e-ticket. The shooting range, right? E-ticket.
A.
It's an A.
It's an A.
I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I
Oh,
look
yeah,
forward
yeah,
to
it's a
most.
great-
But
that's-
it's an A.
It's a mall attraction.
Yeah. All right. Gadgets coaster, or I guess now it's Chip and Dale's Gadgets coaster.
I say it's D.
I would give it a D too.
I'm okay with that.
I agree with that because I would say it's on the higher scale for kids of excitement.
All right.
It's a
let's
coaster.
see here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip the California Adventure ones for now. Indiana Jones.
I think it's an E, which is interesting because Mark is doing something similar. He's building an app and he puts this as like a D. And I'm like, this is an E ticket attraction.
Absolutely. The theming, the amount of effort, it still blows people mind. You just found out about the secret of the boulder scene, and that blew your mind. And
Yeah.
how long ago was that? A long time.
And
Yeah.
they've done recent updates to it, and I've really enjoyed the updates to it.
Right. So I think that's an easy.
Nothing could beat the back crunching, jostling from when it first opened up. The lawsuits would say that.
All right, next one. Small World.
D.
I would say C.
I say it's D because it's on
Convince
the
me, Peter.
higher
What-
scale of for kids.
Okay.
What do you say, Peter? I want to hear an argument.
Well, is this Christmas?
Well, I mean that's part of it. I mean, if we're judging the two, I would definitely say Christmas is D.
Yes.
It pulls the crowds for D.
Is it Peter Pan? Is it Dumbo level? Is it
Does
Alice?
it pull the same? It doesn't have the same pull on
I
different
would
seasons.
say it is kind of similar to Alice in Wonderland, which we did classify as a C.
But more people are able to get on this attraction than most other fantasy.
So is capacity right now a factor in it?
I think for me, I think capacity is a factor that might push it up because
could capacity push up Pirates into an e-ticket? I mean,
Potentially.
capacity wise, Pirates is going to win.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously, we're not debating if this is an E or not. It's
No.
C or D.
For sure.
Yeah, but we're arguing the capacity
It's
variable.
in between.
It's definitely an in-betweener.
Like I said, I want
But
to be
it's like
convinced.
I've seen regular Small World at like a 2-hour wait.
Right.
And it's like you don't
so-
get that for a common dark ride.
And it's a very iconic attraction.
It's
So it has a fan base behind it that a lot of other attractions do not.
It's like most people, if they go to Disneyland for the first time, Small World is probably on that list.
Really, I think it's passable. If someone asked me what if you had to choose between Peter Pan and Small World to do, I would tell them to do Peter Pan over Small World.
Oh man, I would definitely do Small World.
I
over
would do
Peter
Small
Pan.
World.
But I think I'm on the same page.
Peter
as you.
Pan
I'm
has
going
a
D.
childhood movie.
Sure.
Small World doesn't. They're
Yes.
cheesy '60s dolls that sing the same
But like
song.
it catches,
It's notorious of being annoying.
It catches the kids' hearts. I seen like your oldest son on that ride, and they are just like in love with it. And it's just like
And it's longer.
it
It's
just
a longer experience.
It brings like the right kind of Disney spirit.
So I think you've been outvoted. I think we're
If
going
you think
D
it's
on
a
that
D,
one.
I'll go along with it.
You get outvoted.
I
on
think
that
it's
one.
more of a C, but that's me.
Jungle Cruise.
D.
I will go with D.
I think that's fair.
I think it's a solid D.
it's
Space wise, it's Q.
People like it. It's
It's
iconic.
interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
It's
one
an
speaks for
original.
itself. All right, the carousel.
That's an A.
It's an A.
Yes, I'm not gonna argue, guys. On that one.
It's an E-ticket
Oh look, we got Peter the gatekeeper's
It's a-
approval
for
on
me-
this
Yep,
one.
it is.
For me, it's an E-ticket if Mary Poppins was riding it.
You know what? If there are characters on there, it would definitely turn itself into an e-ticket attraction. Any attraction that brings a character right along,
Right.
that is a magical moment. And
That's the moment I fell in love with Mary Poppins.
If Disney wants to make more money in the parks, you have Power Hour with characters on rides, and you charge them $100 a ride,
That would be interesting.
and you get a
Those
picture.
characters, whoever got stuck with the carousel would hate their life.
The carousel over and over.
I'm gonna get sick.
Are you kidding me? I paid $100 for Don Kennard. You gotta be kidding me! I watched one episode of Tailspin. You're freaking kidding
The thing
me!
is, you would love it.
I'd be like, it's Don
You
Kennard.
would be like, let's go on Pirates, Don Kennard.
Somebody's like, I got Max from Goof Troop. Oh, this doesn't even smell like they've cleaned it since Goof Troop in the '90s. His eyes all droopy.
No, Max is making a comeback
Is he?
lately.
Is he cool now?
Yeah, he's cool.
Well,
if he's in his power line.
They're just showing him
okay.
in the Powerline costume.
He's a meet and greet at Hollywood Studios
Okay.
for their Christmas party.
Okay.
and in the park.
I think they pulled him from the park, and now he's just the Christmas party
Oh,
right
okay.
now. All right, Haunted Mansion.
E.
I would say
I'm gonna say D.
I say D.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I just don't think.
I think holiday
I think-
version, it's an E.
I think it's great. It's nostalgic to the history of the park, but
It's at Pirates level.
yeah,
And
it's
Pirates at D.
true.
I can't see it being better than Pirates, and I don't see it below it. They're like equal. They're
right.
siblings.
It's just like one of those things. Maybe like when it first came out, absolutely this would be considered an e-ticket attraction.
For
you
sure.
have to go to.
I think the
But-
holidays make it an E.
Yes,
It is a must go and must see because if you've been to the park, it's a unique experience. It's an overlay. It's fun.
All right. Sorry, the list I have is based off of pictures they've picked of the depiction of the attraction, and I think this next one's the teacups.
I say C. It's a C.
I'm almost tempted to go B.
I would be.
I'm in the middle.
I
I'm-
love
I'm-
the teacups.
I'm teetering, but it's just
It's a lower C, but a
it's
high
the,
B.
It's the commercial ride.
It
You ride
is.
it and you feel like you are at Disneyland.
But my one thing with this, you never have to wait longer than
No.
one circuit
It's true.
to get on that
It
ride.
is a quick one.
The line is never long at Disneyland for this one.
It isn't because it's in a tough spot where you're not gonna wait in a line. I mean, between the
It's
two access ways,
self-managing, and
it is.
I would classify
it's
this
a
as
B.
B
Okay,
myself.
we'll go along with B.
it's a solid B. Like it is.
Yes.
Like I said, it teeters because I think of like people seeing a
Nostalgia.
commercial and they're gonna be like, I want to do that with my kid. That's the one you're a family and you're all in one vehicle. It sells.
Right.
It sells Disneyland better than most rides will.
All right, here comes a hard debate here. The trolley car. The horse-drawn trolley car.
Hey, baby,
A.
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 All right. The riverboat.
A.
A.
A. Next one.
Add some chairs and it's a B.
They do have some chairs.
More chairs.
Yes.
Put a cushion on that. It's a C.
Make it nice cushion benches where you could take a nap.
Put some massage chairs in there. It's a D. Just throwing it out there.
We're gonna go Matterhorn next.
That's an E.
Yep.
I teeter on D.
It's an E.
Matterhorn's been making a comeback recently.
Okay.
Popularity wise, it's actually pulling in longer waits than Space Mountain.
Whoa. I guess it's an E.
It's yeah.
Of all the mountains, I think it's the weakest one.
I
I'm the
agree.
one. I've said it before. You could turn it into another attraction or use it as a queue, keep the
No.
mountain there, and use the space around it to do
You can't get
the
rid of
minecart.
it, but I would, yeah, it's an E. But it is the lower of all the mountains.
It's the weakest one, I think.
All right, here's our next one. Japheth's at a disadvantage here. Smuggler's Run, the Millennium Falcon ride.
I will abstain. I have
It's
no
a
input.
D.
I would say it's a D as well.
It's like a Star Tours,
It's a Star Tours-esque that's like combined with a,
but it's very interactive.
like
There's
a Buzz Lightyear situation.
you get points and you want to win, and yes.
Okay. Mr. Toad.
It's a C.
Yeah.
It's one of those you just do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm okay with that. And Peter Pan.
C.
It's C, but it could teeter to D
I
because
would
of its
put
popularity.
I would put it to D myself.
We could put it in D, but if we're gonna balance things out, I will push it to C
Okay.
quickly.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't want to overload D too
Sure.
much.
Sure. Then we got Pinocchio.
Oh, that's
C.
a B.
I'm gonna say C on that one.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
C.
No way.
It's same as Mr. Toad.
Mr. Toad pulls in better than Pinocchio.
Out of all
You're
the
in
dark
a car,
rides,
you feel like you're driving it. But when you're in Pinocchio, you're in a vehicle, like you're in a ride vehicle, and you just have these cardboard cutouts. This, you're like transported to different scenes, and it's like
you're not wrong.
Travel to different scenes in Pinocchio.
but they're like cardboard scenes, like
There are not cardboard scenes in
there's
Mr.
like
Toad.
no, but it's just like you get like you're going to hell, and you get like the steam. And it's just a more encompassing like experience. It would be hard for me to replicate Mr. Toad's experience as opposed to being an amateur and replicating Pinocchio and building it. Like, it's the Snow White and Pinocchio are the cheapest dark ride.
I will say Pinocchio is the weakest of all
Yes.
those dark rides.
Pinocchio
But I
is
still
the weakest.
consider it a C.
I just don't. I cannot put it at the same level as Pinocchio, Alice, and Mr. Toad. So for me, it's a B. But if you two decided it's a C, it's all when it's time to chop, I'm still gonna chop it down to B. Like
I'll go with you on B. I'll go with you on B on that one. Yeah, I'm okay with doing that, and we can always we can modify
I'm more
it.
willing to pay more for Toad because if it came down to the ticket
if you
pricing,
only had
I would
to do one.
if I had to be like it's gonna cost you $10 to ride Mr. Toad or $10 to ride Pinocchio. I'll pay $10 to ride Mr.
Well,
Toad
that's true.
over Pinocchio, and that's where I'm at with
Toad
like,
is better than Pinocchio, but I think they are a lot more similar than you think they are.
I think you're right, but I think I enjoy myself. I don't feel cheated out of it. I don't know what I write Pinocchio, and I'm like, well, thanks for wasting 10 minutes of my life.
Wasn't it when we rode Pinocchio last, we got evac'd?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing the gumball rally. We're
Yes.
like, that counts.
Well,
We answered
as
the
long-
question.
Well,
We
because-
walked
because
through
we
it.
walked forward through the attraction.
Yeah, like, can we walk forward? And the guy's like, yeah, it's okay. Just keep following that group up ahead. Okay, cool. Like,
And so because of that, we were able to get the question because we were able to walk through it. All right. Sorry, there's a lot of like Mickey and Minnie's house. I'm not including those.
Those are easy A's.
Pirate's Lair, Tom Sawyer's Island.
A. That's a freebie.
I don't know. I would consider this one a B.
It's
fun playground.
it's a playground,
It's just a playground.
but it's not like
And honestly,
it's not a
today
normal
now,
playground.
Not a normal
Well, would you
playground.
pay to go to that playground?
Yeah.
well, you
Yes,
can't.
I would pay
Can
to
you
go
even
to
go
that
to the
playground.
fort anymore? You can't go to the fort.
No,
No.
because they use it for storage.
So it's just the caves.
You have the caves, you have the barrels. Do the rocks rock back and forth
No.
a little bit anymore?
No,
No.
they got rid of that.
It's so
They've,
boring.
they've got a lot of pirate interactive things. Like they've got the wheel thing. The caves are interactive, like the main cave.
My kid, if I think from a kid's perspective, I think a kid will think it's more fun than going to like Mr. Lincoln or
Yes.
riding the cars. it's one of those things like
Mm-hmm.
kids pay to go to Crayola, to go to there. I think you would pay in real life to go to it, as opposed to Aid Me is like it's freebie. You can get it at a mall.
Right.
I think it's a step up beyond a playground. It is, and it is weaker. It is at its weakest state in comparison to our childhood, where we could shoot the guns and stuff. And
Yeah.
so
Agreed.
I think it's a B. It's
I
a
would-
weak
yep.
B, but I think it has to be.
It's a unique experience that you can't get anywhere else. All right, Pirates.
That's a D.
It's a D. It's an R.
Let's see here. I think that's in California Adventure. Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I would say that's a D.
I will put it as a D.
It's a D,
It
but
hurts me saying
Yes.
it. It hurts my soul. My Disney soul says,
it's the same as the submarine.
yes. It's just like, I hate you.
It's a D.
It's just like, why does this ride exist?
And the theming of the attraction is really good. Like, it's artistically beautiful. The spinningness of the attraction.
And the fast passes go
it's-
quick. They sell out.
Honestly, I can't look at that ride the same way after the lawsuit book.
Sure.
That was really like sad and hard
Do you
for
think
me.
you're gonna go on it when you're
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think so. My kids never watched it. I don't want to wait in that queue. I'm not going to push it. There's enough things there my child will enjoy
Over that.
over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good attraction. The crazy thing is it's still pulling in longer wait times than Runaway Railway.
Why?
I don't know.
Why, people?
The brand new attraction.
I think you can fit more people on Runaway.
Runaway Railway is
Its
actually
capacity's
one of
better
the
and
more
efficient.
one of the more efficient attractions in the park for sure. All right, Sailing Ship Columbia.
A.
A.
All right. Do we want to rank Cinderella's Sleeping Beauty's castle walkthrough?
A.
It's an A.
Yeah. Let's see here. Snow White.
It's
C.
It's a B
It's a
for me.
C.
You haven't seen the new one.
They've done upgrades.
Okay.
It's a C.
It's a C.
definitely.
All right.
It's definitely-
It's definitely pulling in more crowds.
Okay.
It's a better attraction. When you ride it, when you go here in the next.
I
little
think
bit,
your
you'll-
daughter's gonna love it.
She's gonna go crazy
Okay.
You will leave going. Okay, that was good.
We'll see.
I would say it's better than Peter Pan.
Whoa, shots fired.
I would rather ride that than Peter.
Yep.
Pan. Granted,
Is Peter Pan just hated because of the line?
No.
Like, if there was no
The
line, would Peter Pan be
experience-
better?
it's a wait to ride ratio where like the Peter Pan ride is really short. It's not very long. Snow
But
White
it's
is
so
actually
unique where you're
still
flying
sizable.
over the city. I just think like the
like-
perspective of big to small distortion experience is well done, where
Sure,
there
no,
is
don't
a
get me
magical
wrong.
aspect of that ride that I don't get on any other ride in Fantasyland.
Don't get me wrong. I think it is very beautiful. The two scenes, the London and Neverland, when they're flying over Neverland.
And over the ship too. That is a cool aspect when you're like flying in between the ship scene. I think that's
I
really
am
cool.
going to be curious to see which ride your daughter will like more.
Because my daughter has been
She's-
on Peter Pan before.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed it, but it was at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, but I think we'll put it at C. I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. You're okay with that.
Yes.
All right. Next one I have is that's not there anymore. Space Mountain.
E.
It's an E.
Okay. Sorry. I'm not going through them. I'm skipping a lot of them. Let's have to scroll now. All right. We are on. That is not Splash Mountain's not a thing anymore. And what is this?
It would be an E attraction,
That
Splash
would be.
Mountain.
Splash, yeah. Or Tiana's will be an E.
Oh, they put Splitsville on here. That's weird.
That's downtown Disney.
Star Tours.
That's a D.
I would say it's a D.
That's a D. All right, what's this one? Oh no, that's nothing.
It's an eye exam for Peter.
It is. I have to like squint at these pictures because it's not listed by word; it's listed by picture. I'm using the tier maker website. Okay, I think this is another easy one. Rise of the Resistance.
That's an E.
That's an E, without a doubt.
I'll abstain.
Yeah, that's an E.
It's an E, but
There is
I
no
could see it go
discussion.
down to a D.
No, that will forever be an E. It's not from my opinion. I don't think it's a repeatable on the same trip attraction.
No.
But
It's a one and done.
But
Well,
it's a need to be
it's
done.
a one and
every
done during
trip.
the trip.
Right. It needs to be done every trip, but not more than once.
I think if you write it like 5 times, you're good.
You'll never want to write it again.
I don't feel like I need to write it.
Ooh.
Like when we go to the park, I'm not gonna write it.
So you see some of these attractions at Star Wars Land degrading over time where you will skip Star Wars Land on your visit to Disneyland? Like so in 10 years, do you see yourself
Yeah, I could
getting
skip
to the
it.
point where you're like, I don't need to go to Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
I could bypass that.
Nope. But I'm a Star Wars nerd. My kids love Star Wars. Not
Yeah.
bypassing it.
But I'm looking at Jackie.
I know.
I could skip it. I think the best time for me to go to Star Wars Land is at night.
Nighttime.
It is a good time to go. That is true.
Because it's empty.
Well, people are positioned for fireworks and things like that. So
That's a good place to be at night.
Oh yeah, it's
Especially
also
if you don't want to be around with a lot of crowds. And there's still like Chewbacca still shows up and
Yep.
So they don't shut it down because it's nighttime where the characters are not out.
Rise
as
of the
much.
Resistance shuts down 2 hours before the park closes.
Oh my gosh.
So
or 9 o'clock. Like I think the latest
a hard
stay
shutdown.
was about 9 o'clock. That's where
Yeah.
it
It's like
shuts
Universe of Energy back in the day. They're like, nope, it's shutting down at this
down. Right.
time.
So like if it's like
and the
if
question
it's open
is
to midnight, it'll close at 10. But
Is
if
it-
if the park closes at 9, it'll close at 9.
And the thing is, Rise of the Resistance, when it first opened, it was like e-ticket, the best version.
everyone's fighting for
But
it.
lately, because the ride broke down, it's on like B version. Like it's on their secondary version, so you're not getting the full Rise of the Resistance anymore.
That's what I've heard. That's the bummer that I never got to go see like the full version. You always want to go to the ride like the first year because that's the truest form of what the engineers wanted, not the maintenance team.
I got to see it. I
Yep.
got to see it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it just didn't happen
I
for
got to
me.
see when the laser cannons worked.
Yep. That's a fun scene.
All right, Storybook Canal.
B.
That's a B.
I'm okay with that. We can include this because I think we would rank it the same. The Adventureland Treehouse, even though it just opened, and none of us have experienced it yet. I think it's still the same sort of experience as a Tarzan experience, but you might
Well,
enjoy it
you
more, Japheth.
Classify Tom Sawyer
Still Colin's
Island
not singing.
as a B. So if you're classifying Tom Sawyer Island as a B, then the treehouse is a B.
I agree with Jackie.
Okay.
I agree.
Even though I would probably put both of those at A's.
They're borderline,
Yes.
but I'm gonna teeter and fader for a B.
All right. Great moments with Mr. Lincoln.
It's an A because it
it
should
was
be free.
always an A.
It should be a freebie.
It was never any ticket.
Yeah.
So I'll give it an A just because it should always be free.
Yeah.
We'll keep Walt's wishes true.
Mm-hmm.
Winnie the Pooh.
It's a C.
Yep. See.
It's a C for me.
Okay.
I think it's better than Pinocchio.
It's a typical dark ride.
But the Heffel Ups and Woozle scene's really cool.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it plays the fun
It's
songs.
just when you go through it, it just is dirty. It needs a new paint job.
Yeah, it's neglect, but in its truest form.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
nice.
think they're still debating whether or not they're going to keep it around or not.
It's tough when you got Tiana's coming in there.
Yeah,
and
they
you're
don't
like,
know what to call Critter Country. It's not really.
They got Critter Country. Well, you got the new Tiana attraction, and you also have Star Wars Land. And
It's
that's
gonna be
prime
an expansion.
for Star Wars Land right there.
I think so.
So I think they're kind of waiting to do what they want
Because
over there.
Splash
Star
is
Wars-
going to get absorbed by New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's one of those like, well, this can go away
And
real quick.
Star Wars Land, I think, needs another attraction.
It only has the 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs.
They took up
it's
a
just
lot
a
of real
small one.
estate for 2 attractions. I
Even
was
if
surprised.
it's like a small attraction, it just needs another attraction.
Like a kid attraction.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like a kid, like a droid one or something
How
like
about
that.
a Bantha stealing the Death Star plans?
Riding a bantha.
Like a bantha.
Like a Bantha. We'll have a Bantha attraction.
And then you'll have Boba Fett on
Even
top.
if it was like a speed racer, like circular one, where you're riding on a speed racer.
Ooh, you could just do what they did with Mater, but you're riding in a pod racer.
Yeah.
You're just swinging back and forth in circles and stuff like that.
All right, last one for Disneyland, the Tiki Room.
It's a
I would
B.
say it's an A.
I say it's a B. Oh, the animatronics deserve so much more than an A.
But Mr. Lincoln.
But Mr. Lincoln is there because he's an A. He's free. Tiki Room I think
You got
I would put Lincoln at B if I wasn't following what Walt wished for it being free. Tiki Room is a B attraction for me. That's just me. But again, I sat in it many hours and I have a deep appreciation for it.
I love this attraction. It's a go-to for me every time. I would say because I think it is fun. I think some of the elements in there, it's very immersive. Like when it rains, you feel like it's actually raining outside.
And the storm, people are always like, "Is it really storming
Well,
out
in
there?"
Florida, it's easier to disguise that.
Yeah.
I have
It's always disappointing when you get outside the Tiki Room and you're like, what happened to the rain?
Well, yeah, especially in the summertime in California, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. Oh, it's raining. Oh, oh no, it's not.
I would feel more complete, like a Dole Whip with the Tiki Room. It's so good. It's a 1-2. I enjoy it so much more than it's a seat. You get to sit down. That's such a rare thing
Yep.
for an extended period of time. Like, yeah, no, it's a B at least for me.
Okay. Did we want to do California Adventure or do we want to discuss
Just
Disneyland for
Disneyland.
now?
Just
Okay,
Disneyland.
we'll just do
Yeah.
Disneyland. So, this is where we
that
lined
was all
up.
the attractions?
Well, I mean, we can discuss. Let's see here. The Disney Gallery. I've got listed here. Donald's Boat. The Esmeralda.
We didn't do
Fortune
Mickey's
telling?
Runaway.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is an old list.
Oh,
so
okay.
Mickey, I would say that's an E.
I would say that's a D attraction.
It will become a D, but as of right now,
Initially, it's
an E.
New attractions always become an E ticket,
Right,
but
correct.
after it breaks down,
I think as of right now, it's a D. It's not as popular.
I think it is popular. They're just very efficient. It's like a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction where it can fit. So like each vehicle fits 8 people,
Yeah.
and there's 4 vehicles per group. So like what is that? That's 24. Is that right? 32 people per train. That's quite a lot of people. So like you're being cycled quite a bit. I think the attraction is popular, and the only reason why you don't see a long wait for it is just because it's very efficient. That's all I would say on that. So
initially I say it's a D.
Yeah.
okay, so we'll begin with our A tickets. We have the monorail, the Disneyland train railroad, the shooting gallery, the carousel, the Main Street vehicles, the Mark Twain riverboat, the river ship Columbia, Sleeping Beauty Castle walkthrough, and Mr. Lincoln.
So that's 9.
That's 9
That
attractions.
seems fair.
I am very comfortable with that.
Okay. For our B ticket level, we've got Astro Orbiter, Casey Jr. Train, Davy Crockett River Canoes, or War Canoes if you want to go old school with there. Teacups, Pinocchio, Pirate's Lair / Tom Sawyer's Island, the Storybook Canal, the Adventureland Treehouse, and the Tiki Room.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm hearing all of those, and I would compare all of those similar.
So this is C is where we actually have the least amount.
Wow, I thought we were just throwing everything at C.
No, we were throwing
No,
everything
you
in
threw
D.
some in D.
So C,
Skills, my.
C, we only have 6 attractions. We've got Alice, Autopia, Dumbo, Mr. Toad, Snow White, and Winnie the Pooh.
Where's Pinocchio?
And
B.
we
Pinocchio
put in-
needs to be bumped up.
If you want to bump Pinocchio over there, that's fine.
Okay, so we move Pinocchio up. Okay, so now we've got 7 there.
So we can take one from D and throw it in there, maybe.
Okay,
So which one's the weakest one in D?
so we got Buzz Lightyear, Peter Pan, the submarine, the Chippendale gadget coaster, It's a Small World, Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, Millennium Falcon, Pirates of the Caribbean, Roger Rabbit, Star Tours.
I think we could drop Gadget.
I think we put Small World. Gadget's weaker too. I agree. Gadget.
I think Gadget, we can drop. There's another one we could have dropped.
There's Peter Pan.
Oh, Submarine.
Submarine.
I would drop Peter Pan.
My
I would
bottom
be-
3 are Peter Pan, Gadget, and Small World.
Yeah, I would be okay dropping Peter Pan
Just
and
because
Gadget.
it's so short.
Yes.
It's so short. It's only like a minute and a half.
I can
Yes.
draw Peter Pan. After, trying to balance it out.
Okay. And then that leaves us with 5/6 for e-tickets, Big Thunder, Indy, Matterhorn, Space, Rise of the Resistance, and then Mickey and Minnie's
Yeah.
for now. But it will, I would say,
Mickey's will drop.
give Mickey a little bit.
Once the new Tiana Splash Mountain comes in,
It'll drop.
Yes.
The Mickey Minnie Railway ride will.
Even though I love it. I love
Oh,
the
it's
attraction.
a great attraction. It's beautiful.
Is it better than the Great Movie Ride?
Yes.
I think it's more repeatable
I
than the
think
Great Movie Ride.
it's more enjoyable to a larger scale of audience.
Yep.
I think the Great Movie Ride, you have to know the movies
It's true.
to know the attraction and to enjoy it, because most kids would be like, what's that?
Most parents don't let their kid watch Alien.
Right? So look, there's well, I mean, if they still had it today, they would start playing Phil Collins music in the Tarzan scene.
And I'll start screaming.
Oh, no! Sir, calm down, calm down.
Phil Collins, make me kill.
But yeah, that's the list that I have here. I mean, yeah, there was a few others that they had listed here, but
This is definitely a queue line battle right here of like, what is this
Right.
comparison?
Yes.
Which we had similarly about a month ago, but that was in classifying what rides are
attraction
what
is.
type, and this is classifying them into the type of tickets
right.
and worthiness of the many variables that we brought up in this episode.
So this was fun debate, fun discussion.
Hey, all the furniture's still here.
That's right. We didn't kill each
We
other
were
so
civil.
much on
It's after the holidays.
Casey Jr. train ride. We didn't kill each other too much on that one. But apparently that was the one that we had the most.
It was setting the
Debate
tone.
about.
We
That's
were.
right.
It was
you
the
were
early.
you were using the argument against
Of
Casey
transportation.
Jr., but using that same argument as a positive to the railroad.
Yeah, that's where we were like, nah, doesn't work for me.
No, I thought the railroad has more value than Casey Jr.'s does.
As Jackie bites her lip and says, no. As the blood breaches her lip.
Well, let us know how you guys feel, if you feel that Tiki Room should be an e-ticket attraction.
If you got free Dole Whips,
Ooh, free Dole Whips? Yes.
Ooh,
E-ticket.
throw free Dole Whips in
Free
there.
food at anything.
at Disneyland, an air-conditioned cushion seat, and an enchanted tropical serenade. Well, that's at Disney World.
Eating pineapple ice cream.
That's E-Tractor. I'm telling you,
Unless
you want
your mother yelled there, then you just die.
But you'll die.
Inside joke. All right. Well, thank you for listening and coming along with us on this journey. Let us know what your thoughts are. How far off were you on your predictions, where you would rank some of these? Let us know in our comments, in our on our Twitter page, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, wherever you find us. Let us know how we felt. You can also email us at matterhornyodelers@gmail.com. Like, listen, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. But until next time, Auf Wiedersehen. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.